kids or people with autism who do not know what sin is, or do not know what right from wrong is, or have a childlike personality, are going to heaven 100%. However, there are people out there who have autism or on the autism spectrum who know what is illegal and what isn't legal, or some people know what sin is and they are on the autism spectrum. Some people actually know what right from wrong is and they are on the autism spectrum. And these people actually should not be on the autism spectrum because they actually don't have autism. My cousin has autism, and he is going to heaven 100%. All of my family can agree with that. I can agree with that. But there are some people that have certain autisms that actually should not be considered autism, but rather certain things that they need to overcome, or certain things that have or may have been demonically initiated. And some of these things are like ADHD or ADD, like I was with. Sometimes God allows certain things to be put in our life so that way we can go to Him, so that way He can test us. But don't take that as, oh, well, that's me. You go to Jesus and you ask. And I'm here to tell you today is, don't buy the lie that every single person that has autism, at least considered by the medical industry, every person that has autism is good or whatever. Well, here's the thing, you guys, is if you know what sin is, do you really have autism? Because kids who have autism, or adults who have autism, who have no clue what sin is, or do not know what is illegal or what isn't illegal, which, by the way, they know what something isn't illegal because they're practicing what is legal, of course. But however, there are people who think that, oh, well, I know right from wrong, but I have autism. Guys, I shouldn't have to make a video about this. And there's some people who are going to be very offended or take this the wrong way, thinking that, oh, Nick's saying that every autistic kid is going to hell. That is not what I said. Any of you who think that is a liar, and Satan is snatching that seed that I am telling you about and trying to tell you about. Satan is trying to snatch that away from you. And what I'm here to tell you today is ask God what I'm talking about. If you're having a hard time understanding what I'm talking about, then you go to Jesus and you ask Him. It should be as plain and simple as kids with autism, even the kids that grow up to being adults that will still have autism until their last breath, will inherit the kingdom of God. Because they do not commit sin, they don't know what sin is, and they are 100% given the keys to the kingdom of God. Whether they die of sickness, whether they die in a car wreck, or just die of natural causes, the truth is this truth is they will inherit the kingdom of God. But there are autisms that should not be, like I said, not be on the spectrum, is that they know what sin is, they know what right from wrong is, they know what is illegal, and they know what is legal. And it is as plain and simple as that. And if you're somebody who is trying to go around and say, if you committed a crime, oh, well, I have autism, so that you can try and get away with a crime, or as some people who commit crimes say, oh, well, I have a mental disorder. Well, here's the truth. Jesus sees your heart, and he knows if you are trying to get away with it, or get away with something that involves sin, that you know what you did is wrong. And God sees that, and through situations, he will absolutely judge you. But like I said, you need to ask Jesus what I'm talking about. Now, to give an example, I'm going to give this example. Kids with autism or adults with autism who are nonverbal, who are on the low part of the spectrum, who like they flap their hands. And I do not say that as an insult. I'm saying this also because I have a cousin who I have known for all my life. I've seen him do this myself. And not only that, they are very physically strong too. And with that being said, or with it all being said, or some kids with autism, they're wheelbound, or there's certain mental disorders that they are mentally handicapped. That's one thing I also forgot to mention, that they are also given the keys to heaven. And what I mean by mentally handicapped, I mean by as soon as they are born, or before they come into the knowledge of the truth, not them, I mean, but like any average kid who then grows up to then know right from wrong, but way before, like in their early young age of being a baby to then growing up a kid, walking around that age, like 1 or 3 years old, if they are mentally disabled, where they can't do this thing or that thing, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I'm unfamiliar with the medical field on this one, what the diagnoses are, but I know what I am at least referencing to, because I've seen this in school in my younger days, where some kids were mentally handicapped and they were in wheelchairs. And like I said, my cousin who I grew up with had autism. Some family believes it was something to do with certain shots. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But either way, it wouldn't matter, because God works in how he wants to work. And everything in life has a choice to what leads up to a choice. But that is for another video, for another time. And I am going to leave it off here. And the truth is, this truth is, you need to ask Jesus specifically if your kid has autism, if he is accountable for his sins, or is he or she not. So I will leave it off there for Jesus to speak to your heart on this. To bluntly put it, and to say it straightforward, my cousin will go to heaven. But there are people out there with autism that know what sin is. They will have to give an account to God. And people with, I guess you can say, mental health issues will have to give an account, because they also know what sin is, and what is legal and what is illegal. So I will leave this off here. Again, I will tell you that I do not mean this to offend anybody or to disrespect anybody. And if you think that I am lying and saying all these things, I highly advise you to go to Jesus directly and ask him what I'm referring to, and he will reveal the mysteries of the kingdom of God to you if you are willing to. And he will. So may Jesus bless you.